Well, welcome back to my garden in Queensland, Australia, tropical, subtropical Queensland. How are you today? And let's talk about roses again, because they seem to be the thing that everybody's interested in at the moment. And a subscriber to my channel has asked me right now which roses are performing better. Well, it's really easy to tell you that because there aren't many that are. And a lot of that is to do with all the rain we've had, nearly 6 months of rain. Constantly, weekly, huge flooding in Australia and a lot of rain. And whilst your roses need water, they don't need that much water, and some of them are rotting and the canes are bending over, the flowers are soft and they're not very good at all. However, because that person asked me, I'm going to show you what now is flowering in my garden and doing well, and this is doing well here. So this is called dwarf fairy. And it's actually a miniature, but as you can see, it's up on a stem here. It's a 45 centimetre standard, so it's 45 centimetres off the ground before the growth starts. And I wanted them up high so I could see them. This is actually starting to look really, really nice. So the flowers on here are quite lovely. It's been sprayed, and more sprayed because black spot gets on here. But this one doesn't suffer with black spot. So if you're thinking about black spot and what suffers and what doesn't, there's a little bit just in here, as you can see. Generally though, the plant is pretty good, and the flowers, they're beautiful. They come in little clusters. It's very healthy. I've got 2 of them together. And the next one that's doing really well, I've got 2 of them down here, and you can see how healthy this is looking. Look at all this new growth. Beautiful purple new growth. This one's called Tangles, and it's a little floribunda, and it was bred in Australia for a specific little whale, I think, that kept beaching itself in a part of Australia. I believe it was South Australia, and it kept beaching itself, and they called it Tangles. So they decided to propagate this and grow this rose, and this one is quite beautiful as well. You will see happy flowers and not, but because so many come on one stem, they come out and then of course they die off, so you've got dead and live ones. But this is the colour. Quite pretty. This one doesn't suffer much with black spot either. It's really unusual, but there are some that don't. So if I was going to pick 2 roses in the garden right this minute that don't suffer from the weather we're having and the intense amount of rain, it would be this dwarf fairy and the one right next to it, Tangles. I hope that's answered your question. Generally though, this time of the year, the roses are amazing, but like I say, has really been determined by the amount of rain that we have had here in Australia, and we have had a lot. However, it's always nice to see some of the roses and come past and really enjoy them. You have a fabulous day today.